Our correspondent Phoebe Amoroso is joining us live from Tokyo for more on this story. Phoebe, what can we make out of these latest comments in the North Korean assembly by Kim Jong Un?
Certainly, Kim Jong Un is making it very clear that he is displeased with the US stance towards the country so far. I mean, as you reported, talks have been at a stalemate between the two countries since 2019, since the failed summits between former President Trump and Kim Jong Un. And some analysts are saying that there's a sense that the US has not paid enough attention to North Korea, at least from North Korea's perspective. North Korea currently is in a very difficult situation. Its economy is in dire straits. It has self-imposed isolation due to COVID-19, and it is facing strong sanctions from the US. It is looking potentially for sanction relief from the US, but it's still looking to show a very strong stance. Kim Jong Un is looking to really demonstrate he's made a strong diplomatic move, and so we're hearing some very harsh language, whilst interestingly making a move seemingly to befriend Seoul. He has said that the hotlines between the two countries will be re-established from October. So this could also be a message to the US of snubbing relations unless the US brings something more to the negotiating table.
And the Security Council has also convened a meeting over concerns over North Korea, especially after a series of missile tests last week. What can we expect from that meeting?
That's certainly a good question, and so far international efforts have been somewhat ill-defined. In fact, Biden's administration, according to several analysts, has not really laid out a clear direction on its policy towards North Korea. So far, there's been no particular offer brought to the negotiating table. But when it also comes to the Quad meeting of just last week, again, the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula was something that the four countries did agree to, but there is no set international strategy. However, if North Korea truly has developed a hypersonic missile, this could be a major change in the whole structure of the defense of the region, of the Southeast Asian region. These missiles are theoretically capable of flying 20 times the speed of sound. They're near impossible to shoot down. So if the North truly has developed this would render missile defense systems that Japan and South Korea have in operation as near useless. These systems are for shooting down ballistic missiles. So if that is the case, then we can expect a fairly strong international response. Preliminary analysis by South Korea, however, suggests that any hypersonic missile, it would still be in early stages of development. But of course, the threat that the North would continue to improve on that still remains.
And Kim has also talked about relations with South Korea, accusing it of provoking the North, and at the same time, as you mentioned, expressed a willingness to start the hotline. What do you make of that?
Yes, that is a very interesting move, and there are several theories as to why the North is now reaching out seemingly with an olive branch towards the South, of course still using strong language and saying that the South has been very hostile and has double standards. This is a quote from Kim Jong Un's sister, double standards in critiquing its defense system when South Korea is also developing weapons. The South did launch from a submarine a missile just in the past couple of weeks, and that is seen to be a deterrent against the North. However, one theory is that currently the US and South Korean military drills are over. So this gives the North a chance to open dialogue without being able to critique on that front. Also, President Moon has shown a great willingness for dialogue at the United Nations General Assembly. He said he would be willing to hold talks with the South, and this seems to have made an impression. The clock is also ticking as South Korea will soon have some elections. There's no guarantee that whoever takes over Moon's position as President president of the country, will be as open as amenable to engagement. So there may be some strategic move on that front. And once again, as I mentioned, North Korea's economy is in a very dire situation. They're likely to want to get sanctions reliefs. So it could be a strategy by befriending Seoul. They could then use Seoul to canvass to Washington to get Washington to make some move in order to lessen those sanctions. That's one theory. However, analysts have also pointed out over the years that the North might be wanting to come between Seoul and Washington, and so it could be a more antagonistic geopolitical move on that front. But currently there are many theories, and it's certainly a wait-and-see situation.
Thank you, Phoebe Amoroso, for joining us there live from Tokyo and for your insights.